Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Parker, and welcome back to once again to another Call of Duty mobile video today. It is indeed Tuesday, my dudes, and we have some more zombies information here. So these are going to be all the loading screens that we have so far for COD Mobile Zombies, and I'd have to imagine that this is going to be the starting out content that we will get whenever we go and receive zombies, because I know a lot of people are saying, oh Parker, on the 30th of October, that's when we're going to go and get some zombies, but for right now, ladies and gentlemen, nothing is confirmed, but the moment I hear some really solid evidence that is proving that, oh, you know what, maybe this is in relations to the release date for zombies, I'll be sure to go and make a video the moment that information drops. But before we get right into all the loading screens here, I do quickly want to mention I'm currently doing a giveaway. There will be a link to it down below in the description. All you have to do is subscribe to this main channel that I'm currently making this video on, and then the two other channels that I run. It really is just that easy and simple. But without further ado, let's just jump right into all the loading screens here. So I just want to give a huge shout out to Stealth Bubble on Twitter for going and leaking all this information. He went and made a public tweet with all this information, and these are indeed the zombie chapter loading screens. Now, I want to make one quick note that there are a total of 13 different loading screens that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, but 4 out of the 13 have different dimensions on them, and I can confirm that 2 out of those 4, they are supposed to be endless round-based zombie maps rather than being just a mission-based zombie map. So I'd have to imagine with the 4 in total that I'm going to be showing you with you guys, I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be exclusive endless round-based zombie maps, which is some really exciting stuff. But without further ado, we might as well get right into the first one here. Going on to the first image here, this is one of the 4 maps that I just mentioned in which it had a longer scale loading screen dimension there. So I'd have to imagine with this map, and for you guys that don't know, this is actually a subsection of transit. It's right where you would go and be able to turn on the power back on Black Ops 2's transit there. It's right next to the MP40. Like, dude, I know this spot so well, and it's going to be really interesting to see if my whole theory with this being a round-based zombies map rather than an objective-based zombie map will come true, because for you guys that don't know this location, it is extremely up close and personal. There's not really that big of a training area, so I could see this map in specific being a really difficult map to try to go and get those high rounds on, but that is kind of what makes it a little bit intriguing for me. I'm more of a fan of those harder based zombie maps such as like 5. For the next loading screen here, we have what would appear to be a zombie map taking place in a hayfield, which for you guys that didn't watch the video that I made a couple weeks back, I talked about how we can go and expect Shino Numa, we can go and expect Diner, Farm as being round-based zombies maps, and I did mention within that video as well that we'll be going and seeing a map called Zombie Hayfield. Well, you know, this is taking place in a hayfield. This isn't Farm from Black Ops 2 because it's just a different background area that we see here that isn't the same house that is on Farm. But yeah, man, I guess this has to be the round-based zombie map that is known as Hayfield in the game files here, and it definitely looks a little bit interesting just in terms of the style design here. It almost reminds me of like a Halloween theme in a way, but yeah, man, having this for a zombies map is truly gonna satisfy that spooky feeling that zombies traditionally has to go and offer. Going on to the next loading screen here, we have the Diner, and like I said, the Diner is supposed to be a round-based zombies map, so just having the zombie chapter loading screen here, it's some really exciting stuff. We get to just see Now We Die, the sign of the Diner right there, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I do have that video that I made 2 weeks ago as well, just highlighting the whole Diner map as well, like, because in the game files you can actually go inside of both Farm as well as Diner here, and you could really see all the dimensions. You can go inside the buildings that will be playable, so if you guys want to go and watch that video, it's just up on my channel. And okay, this loading screen is probably my favorite. We have Brutus, just upfront and personal. Brutus was a confirmed boss that I talked about weeks ago ago when it was recently leaked about all these new bosses that we can go and expect, and not really a new boss, but an old boss that is probably one of the most notorious bosses out there in terms of zombies. We do have Brutus for this loading screen here, and it's really interesting because it would appear that he's taking place somewhere on the map Transit here, just based off the lava that you can see him in the background. But yeah, he's holding his baton there, he has his red eyes, and he is ready to go and throw down. So just having Brutus back on a map, and this is actually the first map that I'm showing you guys, in which I believe this is indeed supposed to be a mission-based zombie map. We could probably come to expect that Brutus will be the final boss that we will have to go and fight if we want to go and complete that mission-based zombies map. But yeah, man, this looks absolutely insane for a loading screen. For going on to the next zombie chapter loading screen here, this one is really interesting for me because we have a total of 5 zombies in the background there, and then we have a green vial just laying down on the ground. And this, to me, I know this might be a stretch, but it reminds me of Mob of the Dead in a way, because isn't it on Mob of the Dead where you have these random green glowing vials on the floor, especially when you're planning on working your way up to the roof and you're going past like one of the zombie head dogs on the wall there. Maybe it's just me that's thinking this and maybe I'm just crazy, but this could very well be something from Mob of the Dead, whether or not it's a certain location in Mob of the Dead. And I would probably say that this might be a little bit far of a stretch, but imagine going and playing the whole map that is Mob of the Dead in this game as well. Because, dude, I have a feeling they could really go anywhere they want when it comes to zombies on COD Mobile here. Like, if they're able to go and do a 100-man battle royale map, like, dude, they could easily do something like Mob of the Dead here. For the next loading screen here, this one is probably the most interesting one for me. You have just an energy tower looking thing kind of in the middle, and I don't know if that is indeed supposed to be the Avogadro right behind that, but then you can go and see all the zombies working their way towards that energy pole, whatever it happens to go and be. But yeah, man, okay, there's a lot of stuff going in here, and this is probably going to be one of those more interesting types of zombie-based missions, because traditionally, just based off what we would go and expect in the game files, with each and every single one of these zombie-based missions, at the end of it, you would go and kill a zombie boss, and that would be it. But with this one, this seems to be a little bit different here. Maybe it's like, protect the energy tower before all the zombies get to it in time. So if that indeed is supposed to be the case here, that would be really cool. So here we go. This is 100% the bus depot from Transit on Black Ops 2. So we have, once again, another energy surge going on right outside where the bus depot would go and be. And dude, you can even see the bus depot sign or the map for the whole map of Transit there inside the building as well. But yeah, so this one is really interesting. There isn't really that much more to take from this image here. We would have a zombie, and you could barely see the zombie too in the top right-hand corner of this loading screen as well. So I don't know if you as a player will be able to go on top of the bus depot building there, but nevertheless, this is just bus depot. Nothing really else to go and get from this image, but it's still exciting nevertheless. The next image here, we have the Avogadro, just center screen, very similar to the Brutus here, and I can't really tell what the map in the background is, whether or not that's some type of subsection of Transit or the farm itself. I don't think that is the farm, but it just looks like a random zombie objective-based mission that we'll have to go and complete and maybe have an Avogadro boss fight at the end. The next loading screen here, we have 3 dogs, and if I'm not mistaken, okay, this kind of looks like town to me. Maybe I'm crazy, but just based off that street light that we kind of see back behind the 3rd dog that's all the way in the back there, it reminds me of something that we would go and see on town here. Maybe I'm just being too crazy with this, but just based off what I'm seeing here, I'd have to imagine you'll go and have to kill a certain amount of dogs at the end of this mission here, and then you'll be able to go and complete that mission. So we have 4 more left to go over. What you guys are seeing on screen right now is just, and this is probably the first one here, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, where you actually see soldiers going and killing zombies, and you would have just 3 normal soldiers here. One of them is going and shooting a zombie, and he must have just got a headshot. And then you have some zombie in the center there that it would appear that he's all electrified. And this doesn't remind me of the Avogadro because it is still having that silhouette of what would appear to be a zombie. He's not fully in his Avogadro mode just yet, so whether or not this could be another alternative zombie boss out there that's very similar to the Avogadro, I don't really know for sure, but this mission, just based off the loading screen here, actually looks pretty awesome. Okay, with this one, I have no idea what to go and expect. Not only do we have the Cerberus, the three-headed dog right there, but we also have the Butcher as well, so not only will we only go and receive one zombie boss here to go and fight towards the end, it's gonna go and be two. And dude, just look at that three-headed Cerberus dog. That looks so intimidating right there. Like, don't get me wrong, the Butcher looks intimidating with, dude, like, what is going on with that whole hatchet that he's just going and gonna be, like, slicing some people with the cleaver right there, but nevertheless, dude, this looks like one of those missions that is probably going to end up being one of my favorites here. For this one, we just have a downed player, and it would appear that that would be the napalm zombie, and there might even be two napalm zombies. There's the one right there in the foreground, and then there's the one in the background to the left of that other napalm zombie, and then just some traditional zombies to the right of the main napalm zombie there. So this one looks pretty cool. It just looks like, once again, it's coming from a subsection of transit there, so nothing too crazy. And then the final one here, yes, this is indeed Shinonuma. So Shinonuma is supposed to be a round-based zombies map that's already been confirmed here in the game files, so just being able to go and play on Shinonuma, that should be a lot of fun. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to go and conclude the video today. Thank you guys oh so very much for tuning in and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to go and give it a like. If you guys are new around here, be sure to go and subscribe for future Call of Duty Mobile videos. But with that said, my name is Parker. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful and fabulous day, I certainly am, and I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next video.